I just want to know for the audience, good morning, Dr. Brad.
Hi, Curt.
We've already done a short. Now we're going to do a working session. So I just want to let the audience, Brad is got like too much energy or enthusiasm or sleep, and he's back at work with his successful medical practice, turning over customers, client, not turn, seeing patients. And I don't know what the hell's going on, but he is full of making, calling attention to and making fun of my many false
Oh
employment.
my.
And I'm just letting you know that this is, I have
No, I'll tell you what I attribute it to.
what?
I received a shipment from Amazon with my mustache wax, and it pissed me to no end. Just yesterday, I got it.
I love you. All right. So today, God damn it. Oh my God, this is going to be one of those days. All right. This is where good spirits affect the work. Okay. Today is, when is today?
Today's the 28th.
Sunday, January 28th, 2024. This is a working session. We are going to work on the physical laws and the summary at the end of the physical laws, because we are trying to integrate we are trying to disambiguate some of assembly, assemblage, and a few other properties here. And we're doing that so that we can just use references in the behavioral sciences, the evolutionary sciences, etc., and the formal sciences. So we're trying to get this to this stage of more completeness than we thought was necessary to continue with the next sections of what we call a pamphlet, but it's really the summary. So I'm going to share my screen, Brad.
All right.
I'm going to try to bring you up to. Hold on a second. Can I do something here? Boom, boom, boom. No, I don't need to do that. All right. Zoom, share screen. What did I do yesterday? I tried to share the screen and I hit stop the recording or so. I tried to stop the recording and I ended the session.
Something.
How about I pay attention this morning? Huh. Would that paying attention is usually good?
It'll help.
What's the matter, Brad? You're looking at your coffee machine?
I'm being distracted.
It's conspiring against you or something?
No.
Do you want to pause?
No, we're good. We're good.
All right. So can you see the screen here?
Yes. I see the problem statement. Yeah.
What?
I see laws 1 and ChatGPT 4.
Right. And so I've tried different show you. I've tried asking, come on, you can do it. I've tried asking different variations. My favorite one is really academic assistant.
Yes.
For looking things up.
Right.
In general. In other words, problem solving in general. I use Scholar AI for when I want to research papers. I use Wolfram for data and formulas. But it turns out that for most of our work, which is how to communicate what we're doing, it's pretty good. I have not been, what I really need to do is get this pamphlet done so I can feed it into AI PDF.
Oh, I like it.
So it can understand the work itself well enough to help me work on it. All right. What I did yesterday was, if you can see here, is so I found that general ChatGPT is just simply the best for what we're doing. And I'm trying to get this to collapse again. Oh, sidebar. All right. So, so what I asked it to work through me yesterday, and it said, you know, you should basically add these 4 things, and and I've made a note to that here. That's
Excellent.
great. That's cleanup work, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm doing in both over in the stuff with the guy that I'm working with the other guys on, which is the Constitution. Right now, I'd like to get this pretty much cleaned up, and I want to just walk through it a little bit so
Right.
that we're starting from, we have our minds in the right place. We don't have to say, okay, what was that all about? I'm starting with cause. This is, and this is interesting rather than existence, right?
That's good.
Right. So I start, yeah, it is, except I confuse myself once in a while. Yeah. And so what I have done is I have clarified that I'm going to work on causality. Even the concept of it requires these 3 properties, right? Right.
Yeah.
Temporal sequence, determinism, and the conservation and symmetric laws. And I'm going to summarize down here with energy has to go. No, everything has to go somewhere is what I'm going to sort of summarize to.
Interesting.
Right. All right. Now, what I go here in existence, I start out with pressure. And I'm having a little more dialogue with my friend, the physicist here, who I'm hopefully will interview soon.
Ah.
And he answered a really hard question for me the other day, which I thought was absolutely fabulous. And I can almost produce the whole model in my head. And I think it comes down to we really should have stayed with the theory of the theory of the ether.
That's the impression I seem to be
It's
gathering
just
as
so
well.
obvious. It's so obvious in retrospect that 20th century is going to look relatively clown worldish at some point. But you know, that comes down to the fact that what I cover next, which is discreteness, right? Is that causality, right? And as a consequence of existence, results from the universe's attempt to decrease pressure through increasing dissipation disorder, or entropy, or as entropy, or increasing organization as negative entropy, right? This is really fucking obvious. The water paradigm works very well because if you think of, I'm doing it again, right? These are going the same direction. I know this is really hard for me, this way and this way.
Yeah.
I don't know why that's so hard. I can do this thing. I can do it fine, but I can't.
The skill test. It's just a skill test.
But this for some reason, my my left hand does not want to go the other direction. So anyway, I'm sure I could practice it and get it.
That's it. That's what I was going to suggest, Curt.
I'm sure I can practice it and get it. But anyway, so what happens in the universe at the level is a little bit more like a donut, right? Where
Okay.
donut's rotating, and then the donut is never a consistent shape, right? It's basically it's basically a sphere, but right, or a cloud, but basically the same process is happening, which is why we see electromagnetic waves. Right. I don't have to go into all that stuff. My point here is merely that we're trying to say that
I would see that existence line in
Yeah.
under causality. I would not say equals, but causality : Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm not sure that's wrong. Oh, I see. Causality leads to is right. Oh no, it originates. It's this way, right? Is it that way? No, it's
Yes.
two different
I,
things.
I don't know. It's the issue is this causality. This defines causality.
Well, causality is here, right? That's the me. This is the concept, and this is the existential version of it.
Existence arises from these causes, right?
Oh, so I put this way. It should be here.
Generates existence. Yeah.
Right, that's correct.
Wow. It's exist tense, isn't it?
I don't understand.
No. Curt has to just mess with.
Now it makes more sense to me. Causality is existence. This should now be existence consists and exists. Yes.
Make me work.
Well, I mean, it's the problem is, at least for me, I have to be away from it before I can go back and look at it because, I could look at this block of text and I say, I see what I'm trying to get at. And
Right.
you know,
No, I understand.
uh,
That's
so
the problem with we had this problem in medicine, which is voice to text, and the computer does its best, and you see what you said and not what it wrote.
yes,
It's caused me a more than a little embarrassment only once.
yes, yes. Discrete. You need to have discreteness.
Hmm.
I think discreteness. This is a declaration. So I feel like I'm not. What I should be doing is something like this. I'll do.
Wow.
You understand? I feel like causality equals existence. Existence. I think I don't need these two sentences. I think I need just one statement here.
Oh, I see. So you don't. You can.
I think it's just. I don't need.
I don't think that section in existence consists in, right?
I think
Yeah.
that's right. Existence consists in uh
I don't like consists in, but okay.
well, I
It's
guess,
consisted of.
of so we've said causality consists of causality produces causality plus persistence equals existence, right? I mean,
Right.
There's a tendency from getting caught here is I tend to want to say, tell them what you're going to tell them, then tell them telling what you told them. So I want to be able to say this and then write the proof for it. So you have discreteness, right? Differentiation.
Persistence might be the last one on there. Is it? Yeah.
Persistence. That's what
So go back up to the top again, please. That first one, that first bullet point under existence consists of, it seems superfluous to me, because you're measuring, let's just look at it. Pull down the screen after highlighting there.
Pull down.
Oh, see, no, up the other direction. So you've hit all those points that are mentioned in causality,
Yeah.
but that first one doesn't fit into that pattern. You have discreteness, differentiation, equilibration, and persistence listed below.
I think the only statements here is this one. Does this sentence, where would this sentence go?
That's fair.
Oops. Would that sentence go there?
That seems to fit.
And then we go to existence,
Yes.
right? And that seems to work, right? Because we've got discreteness, differentiation, equilibration, persistence. Discreteness, differentiation, equilibration, and persistence.
Do
Should I?
you have equilibration in there?
Well, it's here. I'm just wondering if we need to put it out.
I would put it out just because it's like part of the process of existence.
Differentiation. Differentiation.
There it is right there.
This one right here, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is what? Equilibration. Now it's right.
Boy, okay, so there's a just a minor editorial point. So pull down again, and then look at the way you've made that last one. Okay. Equilibration is the forces. There's a description after differentiation that is not present here.
Correct.
So it seems to demand one.
Okay. In the absence of energy, I think I go right here.
It's a balancing operation as it occurs, right?
This is symmetry. What is the term symmetry? Symmetry. Conservation symmetry. I'll work conservation symmetry into this paragraph, okay? Because of conservation symmetry.
I'm going to take this call. I'm going to mute myself.
Please. It's not right.
Back online again.
Yeah, you're real popular today.
Yeah. I'm used to it, Curt. I won't let it go to my head though. That's beautiful.
So now let's go up in here. This is conservation.
Wow, that's good.
Symmetry.
Mm. Wait. See, unexist above, the paragraph above, unexist in quotes, because the background, not he background.
Yeah, I'm trying to find.
Up, yep. Okay, that helped a lot. I saw you give a sidelong look at the camera, at the screen, seeing if I noticed. A devilish little look. All right, sorry. Distraction.
Work. Feel like these need.
They should have some, what are we, this is,
I mean, it's really just. I think it's this.
oh, okay. That works.
Increase energy density can only accumulate spin charge. For pressure. I'm going to have to put in the two effects that. Yeah, we've already indented here, so we can do this.
Yeah.
There's density. No, that's not right.
But
Well, it's just spin and then equilibration. Equilibration of spin.
right, so that should be down below. It looks like the opposite spin is necessary for equilibration to take place.
So these two should be here. Those two should be below.
Yes,
Yes.
that's what's equilibrating.
Yeah. Okay, so this, yes, okay. Now it makes sense. So these two go here. Spin, density. Equilibration. spin is really. Gonna remove this. Spin is an interesting word.
Isn't it?
Well, it might be vibration, but it's easier to interpret.
Wait, so
That's vibration producing,
right.
spin producing,
Wait,
vibration producing, motion producing spin. Yeah, I'm gonna have to ask about this one too.
okay. Because so there's like right.
Spin
Wait.
itself is an
There's like put another one of those carrots or whatever you want to call that after spin because it's spin and counter spin. Because you're defining a that's required in order to generate the equilibration.
correct.
And then that part. Yes. I like this.
Very cool. Let's just do this. Uh,
We'll put a after the first stable in that line, I would put a minus sign, hyphen, suggesting that it relates to that relations. On the title there. Okay.
yeah, I just want to know how I did it. Stable relation description thing, unstable relation description thing.
Non-existence. Right.
Yeah, not equal to. Okay, thank you. You're right.
Oh, that's not what I meant. That's not what I meant.
Give me a second.
What point? I'm sorry.
What did you mean?
So the
It looks,
first,
this looks absolutely right to me. So what did you think is
no,
wrong?
I was pointing at this, persistence. So the header for this category, right? Next line down, persistent, stable, or temporary unstable relations. I would put a hyphen after the first stable just to indicate that it's related to relations there so that you don't have to rewrite it or leave it somewhat ambiguous.
Let's do it this way.
There you go. That works. What I'm reflecting on as we go through this is the terminology we use in all the other planes of causality above contain all these elements.
Yes. I'm good about this. This is good.
Okay.
I'm glad, dear Curt, I'm glad you at least had the foresight to put science in quotes because science is bullshit. That's really good. Science means testimony.
Who said that?
Some fucking moron, I don't know. Science means testimony. Testifiable testimony. Approved, test if you know, it's when there's lag and you're a touch typist, it's fucking horrific.
Hell on earth, hell on earth. I don't like lag.
Science means the production of testifiable. So it functions by the competition between testifiable testimonies for survival. Science is merely Darwinian evolutionary process. Process. At some point, maximum reducibility is discovered, consisting of first principles or principles.
Are you on Twitter? Is that what you're doing?
I would never do that.
I'm just asking. For a friend. For a friend. There's no D in friend.
Or mathematical law. Okay. I'm sorry if that was so offensive to me.
I understand it.
I was so offended. Had to
I'm
respond immediately.
It's a required counterspin.
Oh God, you tied that together pretty nicely, didn't you?
Wasn't it nice?
Why is it that we've just gone over this section and it's been frustrating me and it was easy. I don't, what the fuck? I don't.
That's an interesting point. I don't know what to make of it. Glad to be here in any capacity.
Emergence.
That's nice.
We don't know how the universe works. I mean, sure we do. I don't know what the substrate is that the quantum background ether consists of, but we know what categories of pressures evolve and decay bubble, basically boil out of
Oil out, right?
the quantum background. We do know that. We do model it. I can't remember his name, and I ought to because he's a hero to me. The guy whose computer modeled it, and he's created a video of it. And I use that video in my stuff here. And I just saw somebody else use it. Oh, I saw, what's his name? Tong, scientist, physicist Tong use it the other day.
Post a link to it underneath this video. That will be interesting for the people.
So the only thing is, think of it as boiling water, right? But you okay?
Some basic tools are here.
Hi, Jennifer.
Curt says hello. She's talking to her nephew who's visiting as a handyman.
I see. Oh, that's who you spoke to earlier? Okay. So before I lose my train of thought.
Boiling out.
Okay. So you're boiling. So let's just imagine for a minute that you could put you know how oil and water don't mix, right?
What?
Oil and water don't mix, right? I mean, things of different.
Did you think I was surprised? That's what I was going for.
I was oh my God, you are just full of
mustache wax.
Mustache wax today. I could have played with that now. What'd you do? Put more mustache wax on this morning?
Life is good. So the boiling out.
So imagine you got boiling. You know how all oil and water don't mix?
Right.
So sort of imagine that you have a substance that when it boils looks a little bit like oil and water. Both things are boiling.
Right.
They're boiling, but they're definitely different things. All right.
Okay.
The quantum background looks like that. And so when you model it, what you do is you pull out a couple of the things and only show one, because otherwise you couldn't see anything, because
right.
it would look two-dimensional instead of three-dimensional.
Right.
And so the problem, of course, is because what we're describing here at above the quantum background, right, from the quantum background, is also happening in the quantum background.
Yes.
The difference is we don't know what's producing that polarity any more than we know what's producing the polarity. In other words, we don't know the substance. And the string theorists tried desperately, and I think it's a failed experiment. It's probably not all wrong. There's probably some insight there. But from my perspective, what string theory is representing is whatever is moving around, that's the aggregate measure or the statistical representation of the harmonic that's produced by whatever is moving.
Harmonic is an interesting term, yeah, and I think that's correct.
All right, so whatever that, we just don't know what that is, and it could just be that there's some smaller bundle of energy that is moving, and that's why I'm sort of see the 10 dimensions argument is making a little bit of hint there, is that if you have take time out, you have 3 sets of 3 dimensions, which would make sense that there's 3 levels to produce the quantum effects. There'd be not only the quantum background, but a level beneath that we would have
right.
to understand. And
right.
our chances of measuring that in any way possible. I mean, I don't know how the fuck we get there. That's
not our problem right now.
Right. However, we can observe that the universe is consistent at all levels. I know this is somewhat
yes.
contentious.
Whoa.
No, really. Well, because in science, in this physics community, they want to be able to produce mathematical evidence of it. I say it the other way around. can you find anything that doesn't fit this? And
Correct. We're in agreement. That's the right way to look at it.
right? You would have to find something other that doesn't fit this, the totality of the evidence, which is really what our work is, the ternary
Consistent logic.
is the universe is consistent at all levels, which is why it's so simple. It's a ternary logic. Why are there 3 dimensions? You know, is there a ternary logic? Well, it can't be anything else because there's no way to get anything else without
Right.
without storing information somewhere that there's nowhere to store it, which is the same thing as saying, well, you know, information has to fall back into the quantum background. Somehow there has to be a low pressure there for the high pressure to dissipate into, right?
Yes.
And right, there has to be some means of equilibrating because there's nowhere for it to go. That's the same reason that there's only 3 dimensions, is because there's nowhere for the fucking information to be. Right? All right.
Right.
So I don't, you know, to me, I'm like, I don't.
That's interesting.
Sorry?
I'm sorry. That's quite interesting.
So I don't really, you know,
I regard it as a logically flawless argument.
it's especially logically flawless when you look at, you know, what's his name? Fleming isn't the only guy. He's just the only guy being a dick about it. Which sort of like us. He's just being a dick about it.
I have
Like,
to.
oh, what?
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
I'm going to make a comment here when you're done.
He's just calling them out on it. And I'm like, well, you know, I did the same thing. And it's, you know, nobody's going to be your friend when you call them a moron, right? I mean, it's just,
Oh my.
even when you're right. And so, you know, a guy that comes out and is correct and listing how many things Einstein was wrong about, or how many things are wrong in physics, or that, you know, the answer's sitting there right in front of you if you're willing to measure and calculate it and develop a model for it. And so, you know, and he's not in the academy either, because you can't do it in the academy.
Because you're not nice enough.
Well, I mean, he's from the federal regulatory structure, right? He's from the nuclear energy side of things, as I remember correctly. And so he's, you know, his specialty is the quantum background, right? And so he spent more time on that problem, where some people spend more time on the problem of
Right.
cosmology, right? Or the mathematical permutations that might give us insight into what these actual structures are. Although I think we have a pretty fucking good idea what those structures are. If you go to his work, I mean, he's just like, well, you know, when he writes me something, it's concrete. I mean, I can test the logic in it. There's no mathiness involved. If he says the energy of a proton in this particular thing produces this kind of effect, and it's equal to the energy offset by this, I you know, I mean, I know enough to know he's right. And when he says we don't know that yet, but it looks like this is what's happening, you know, I can see the discrete version of it, whereas the physicists are generally working in the continuous version of it. And I'm like, you can't see anything from continuousness, right? It's like keep people telling you statistics. Well, I mean, without statistics, you need an operational explanation for the statistical effect, or the statistics have told you nothing. You'll do what simple people do with statistics, which is make shit up that's really trivial and wrong. Well, I mean, you know, I mean, I'm sure if I got one of the string theorists on here, he'd love to argue with me about it, and he'd go into some detail that I couldn't, that I have, you know, I mean, I vaguely understand, you know, quantum mechanics, right? I mean, it's not like, can I do it? No, I mean, I don't, you have to do it a lot to be able to do it at all. It doesn't mean I can't look at it and understand it. It's like, oh, I mean, it's just harmonics and this kind of, you know.
Right.
These kind of harmonics. So it's not really all, I mean, so he would be able to expose me as not knowing something within this thing, and then say that therefore discounts my argument. Says, no, that has nothing to do with my fucking argument. The argument is, can you make it, what is discrete, you know, what are you discretely measuring so that you have information by which to produce a theory? And they're not. They're saying what I'm continuously measuring as a probability in a statistic, right, and I'm trying to deduce from that. Well, I mean, you can't. I mean, the reason we can look at statistics about behavior in like economics or social science or psychology is that we actually can construct from our own intuitions what that behavior might be produced by, right? I mean, we can produce a constructive logic that would explain the statistics, right? Well, I mean, the whole thing is that constructive logic true? They don't have a constructive logic. Did I go off on too much of a fucking rant there again?
No, that was a good little rant. Are you satisfied with it?
Yeah, I'm never gonna be satisfied. It's like being
No,
satisfied with.
no way. I'm not done. I'm not done.
Okay,
We're talking about the boiling quantum background, right?
that's right.
So the issue is where's the heat, right? And it's like this is
You know, what's
heat.
the difference between- Heat is just pressure.
Heat, the alchemical symbol for heat.
Oh no, you're gonna do
we're
it
getting-
again.
It's a delta sign, okay?
Yep.
Is the alchemical symbol for heat is a delta sign, triangle. The Hebrew for heat is cash. As heat, it means as heat. That's just a data point for you.
Okay, hold on a second. What is the etymology hash?
Oh my.
You're gonna ruin my day if it turns out it's not
I don't think so.
if
I
it's
don't
not
think I
if
have
it's
the
not
capacity.
if it's not a coincidence.
Coincidence.
Tamil word coin. It's Sanskrit. No, you're right. Fuck you. I hate you. It's really fucking old. Indo-European languages. Oh no, we can blame. So it's an Indo-European language. So they probably picked it up. They probably picked it up from the Indo-Europeans while in their Persian thing or something. You know,
Yeah,
when you
probably
write
so.
like that and it's not a coincidence, that annoys me.
I will tell you a story about my
Oh
uncle.
no.
My uncle. He says, what was he saying was irrational, was not rational. He says, like, starvation's not rational. I said, no, it's entirely rational. You don't get enough rations, you die. That's starvation. And he goes, that's just he called that a coincidence of language. I go, huh, you believe in such nonsense, do you? There you go.
God. Oh,
It's hard to be my uncle, I think.
I think it's hard to be most people when you desperately try to maintain your sense of control over your mind, your intuition, your actions, and your understanding of the environment, so you can have sufficient mindfulness to persist in your belief and you can successfully execute and survive in this world. I think that's actually pretty good because neuroticism is the thing that tells you, no, you can't. No, because there's that doubt. Well, you know, I mean, depending on how neurotic you are in the first place, right? Which is, I'm going to translate, I don't know if this is an innovation of social science or not. Neuroticism is the need by which you need others to provide information instead of yourself. And so there's a equilibrium between the neurotic feminine and the stable masculine,
Yes.
in that they're trying is the individual versus the collective accumulation of information. And so this market between the neurotic feminine and the stable masculine actually does calculate, hopefully over time, the difference
Yes.
between fears and certainties.
Right?
I should probably write that down somewhere so that, you know,
Or just
so
mark the here's how we mark it. We just do this.
with the coffee cup, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I don't know how, you know, you're hey, I know my faculties are coming back, and that means my personality is coming back, which is a bit of an asshole, really. But I'm happy that your personality today is matching my assholeness.
I say it's just counterspin, sir.
Is that what it is? Is that the more of
It's
an
a
asshole?
merely counterspin to serve so that this survives. We can persist.
Oh my God. I mean, I realized the power. I was like 23, and I'd be in a staff meeting with a bunch of guys twice my age. And if they started wasting my fucking time, I would just close my notes, get up and walk out. The power that had was unbelievable. And I've used it my whole life. You know, I have, and you get, what happens is all of a sudden, you know, I had Cindy is the one I'm thinking of right now. She would say, if you keep doing this, Kurt's going to leave. Right.
Oh my. She's like, I know how this is going. I can sense it. I sense the vibration changing in the room.
If when Kurt leaves, he's telling us we're stupid. Right. I mean, she would say stuff like that.
We don't like that.
Well, she's, especially when she's like the admin.
Yeah.
More than an admin, she's very good at what she does, right? And
Right.
so she's sort of like the, you know, she's a project manager, customer relationship, but in the context of the management, she's really sort of like the admin chick that makes sure shit happens, right? Like,
Right.
but when she says stuff like, what Kurt leaves, he's calling us stupid, you know, that sticks, right? That's me being an asshole.
No,
I don't think I was being an asshole. I was just thinking I'd be as practical. But now I'm older. Now I'm old. I'm older, and
You're demonstrating it.
I'm older, and I've learned that you can speak words, and people will understand them if you're somewhat empathic about how you speak those words and put it in their primitive animal human language.
Oh my.
Sorry, you know, I didn't mind being me, except when I was a little kid. But I wonder, it's amazing.
This is the portion of the episode where Kurt is getting therapy.
It's just, you know, you know, my faculties are back, so I remember a lot of things, and I can think that, you know, so
Right.
associations are happening. So,
now, are you happy with this? What we've created to this moment?
we're doing great fucking work today. I mean, absolutely. So yes, and I feel like we really solved this entry problem. I added one thing while you were looking there. Where did
I was distracted.
I added one more. I added emergence. We know about that. Oh, polarity.
Yes.
I added polarity.
Yes.
Right. So,
Oh, that's good. That's good.
right. So I think we've got, you know, we've got this is where it needed to be. All right.
That's good.
So we've got organization, information, matter, expansion, volume. We've got evolution, right? Now we're going to do with computation. Right?
Okay.
Right, which is, did you want to end? Did you want to end? Is that what you want?
No. Good.
I'm going to pour myself a cup of coffee. So do you want me to pause it while I pour
Yeah, I think that would be good, since that will give me time to get some more coffee. I'm running a bit low.
I'm going to stop the video. No.
Be careful.
Stop the no. What am I trying to do?
You're
End
gonna
sharing.
stop sharing, and you're gonna not stop the recording. How do you pause the recording?
I'm going to pause the recording. There we go. And now I've got my coffee. I want to let you know it's only like 2/3 of a cup because that's all I had left. But let's go ahead.
Oh
I want
my.
to talk about counterparty risk before we go back to work.
Well, I'm thinking of it in the context of what we were just talking about in persistence. There's a counterparty risk, which is the one of the elements of persistence fails, right? That's a counterparty risk. And it's will cause collapse, some form of collapse. That's all. And I just wanted to enter that into your hopper.
So what you mean is not only do I have enough trouble keeping track of what I'm doing at any given moment, not only do I digress into
Nope.
long causal arcs and branches and forget what I'm doing. Not only do you call me at night with some brilliant idea you've had that gives me some work, but not only that, but you're going to interject another thing for me to think about and distract the crow with a shiny object while we're in the discussion, right? Is that what you're telling me?
Pretty much. You're brilliant. I think you can handle it. That's a demonstration of confidence.
I think you just know how to tease me. And you get joy out of it.
It's all very good.
So what?
It's all very good.
All right.
Now, you're going to share the screen. Wait, you're going to start the recording?
I did that already.
Okay, now you're going to share your screen again.
Now, this one I can do without screwing up usually. You got to have the Zoom thing over it. Okay. Share screen.
Okay. There we go. Back on track.
All right. So, oh my goodness. Can I ask you a question before we start? Very simple. No, is it a simple? It's not complicated. It's a just thought. So I've created, I was having trouble because I have a bunch of notes I don't want to keep inside the Institute, right? You know,
Okay.
partly because it's just personal stuff I'm just working on as well, right?
Okay.
Like, and unfortunately, I use WordPress as my file system, right?
Yeah, I noticed that. It's very impressive to me.
And I love it for that because it's, you know, I have posts and pages and documents, right? And I can make all sorts of whatever I want and move it around and manipulate it. And I can use all these tools that don't exist in other software.
Yes.
So I created a separate small instance to put my other stuff in, right? I've been thinking about moving the old site content. Let's see it up here.
Old site content. Okay.
Why are you showing up so big? Command 0?
Okay.
Oh, it's not finished. Oh, my computer's being slow because because Zoom likes to eat CPU cycles.
Yes.
There we go. So I have all these thousands and thousands of posts that are in the archive over here under where is it? Is under learn. Search the archives, right?
Okay.
So that's like from 2009 forward, right? My own writing, capitalism3.com, proprietarianism, the Proprietarian Institute, the Natural Law Institute, the whole evolution of the work in the organization. And it's got stuff in there that's, you know, when I was first starting out, I was kind of silly, right? Whatever. And it's also got the period where I'm angry, which you got me over.
Thank you.
And I just feel like that has no place in the Institute anymore.
Right. I would say that's correct.
Right. And so I've been thinking of moving it out. We have Ian who uses it, right? And and maybe some others that have been with us a long time, because they know stuff from back in Facebook and they want to pull that argument out, right? I have no problem making a notebook archive, that has my old stuff in it, right? I have no problem in that. But I feel like I should pull anything that isn't curated off of the Institute site. Does that make sense?
That intuition makes sense.
Because I originally thought, well, just like these are a record of these are documentation.
That's right.
I keep the documentation.
That's right.
Nobody wants to see that I thought like a silly libertarian in 2010, right? I mean,
right. That's a historical document. It's okay.
That's just okay. But I feel like it's too easy for people to go there and then cause you problems. cause me problems, otherwise, so that's my intuition. So you wouldn't object to that?
No, I think that's the wise choice.
All right. Uh, and I can put out the draft books in that site too as well for archival
Yes.
purposes.
Yeah, I would pull everything out that isn't finished or finishing.
Put it over there. Because realistically, it's mostly an arc. I mean, I use it. Like, how the hell did I say that back in 2015? I mean, I
Right.
use it, but I don't feel like I want the public to go back into my underwear drawer.
It's not necessary for them to do so. It adds no value because it's not current.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
That's why I'm here to help Curt to have confidence in his intuitions, which are correct.
Well, this is funny. You wonder why I run companies the way I do, but I never assume I'm right. Right?
No, I know. I know how you operate, man. I've been studying you for some years now. It's like you get to the right answer eventually, without question. It's certainly correct.
It's certainly, if I get there, it's certainly correct, right? Yes.
And that's it. Until then, it's maybe correct.
It's maybe correct. And I try to run this organization and it's working like what I would run a corporation, which is servant leadership and only pulling out the gavel if it's a threat, right, to the
I
organization.
understand. I understand.
All right. Thank you for helping with that advice. Ian is one of our I don't know what to call him, but he's a guy who thinks about our stuff and its history and keeps track of it. And so
that's a very useful character.
right. And so I want to keep him, I want to make sure he has access to it.
That's right.
Right. And I'm not sure I would, I know Brandon and Martin probably use it, but I don't want to.
What you do is you put it in a special place that requires special permissions.
Right. I just make another, I mean, because some of these instances, like an instance like that costs $5 a month. Right. I mean, it doesn't cost anything to host that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah, that's nothing. It's worth doing.
All right.
So you would make some kind of, and it can be hard to find, so that only
I don't even care if it's hard to find. I just care that, it's not, it doesn't present itself as if it's institute
That's right. Right.
position and policy. It's just the record of my thoughts. I mean, if I went and, if you kept a diary from when you were in first grade, you go back and look at, boy, I thought stupid stuff. I mean, if you look back at high school, you say stupid stuff. The way my grandmother said it to me when I was a little kid, and I was a little kid, I was probably 12, sitting in her kitchen, very educated and very wise woman from a very fancy background. And she said, well, the only thing that happens as you get older is the tendency for you to say I was really stupid back then
It increases.
Right. It increases. Right? So I've sort of I've just been true. And so I read my stuff and sometimes I'm like, Jesus, that was fucking good, And
right.
Like, I was not having a good time. No, that's just nonsense. Or like you would say, oh, that's Mises infecting you or something like that.
Oh no. Oh my.
All right, I'll do that. I do have to focus on legal stuff this week, by the way. So if I'm weird, emotionally, whatever, and weird or distracted and busy this week, that's why.
That's all right. It's just life. Okay,
so we've got to the point where we've actually covered all the core terms.
Physics.
Right? We've really just stated everything here except for
computation.
So unit for force operations versus concentration of energy accumulate and continuous recursive This is breaking in 2 stages.
Right. There you go.
Now, the guy that empties our garbage, which means takes it from the place outside the door to the dumpster,
Right.
is like 84 years old.
Wow.
And I kind of wonder, how the fuck does he lift this thing up there?
How does he lift them? He's not, he's
He's a
tough.
big guy. I mean, he's a tall guy.
He's tough and he's in shape because that's what he does. I
Looks pretty,
wonder why that came up at this moment.
because he just walked by my door.
Oh, okay.
Grumble, you know, because it's the plastic wheels on the pavement rolling
Right,
by.
right.
How did I get to the bottom there by accident? Persistence, accumulation. It changes. Too complicated.
What it is, too complicated.
This phrase has too much. This is operations,
Right?
right?
And I would say produce concentrations of energy density.
Produce concentrations, energy density. This should be state. What?
These operations produce state changes.
These operations. Produce discrete state changes. Produce discrete state changes. These state changes accumulate.
That's right. That's good. Then you've broken it into 2 pieces.
Well, 3 so far.
Oh, sorry.
Um,
That's it.
no.
My door is wagging in the wind.
What?
My wife left the door ajar and it was wagging in the wind.
I feel like this should be a second, another.
Yes. Yes. Right.
I title this.
Right. Right.
I don't know if that's right, energy density.
What's that?
Heating thereby.
Okay.
Want to get persistence.
Yes. There's I'm going to talk about energy density for a second. Energy density is matter, energy, information. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, do we need to say that down here?
I wanted to reintroduce it because it's like those are the state changes. The energy that when you say energy density, matter, energy, information, just put it like parenthetically so that it's understood that that's what
we just-
energy density is
here.
composed of.
Summarize it here. So what you say, consists of, is that what you're saying?
Yes,
What did you say?
matter, energy, and information. Okay. Is that where it goes? Hmm.
I like that.
It's beautiful. That's a weird place. Okay. Oh, here we go. It looks to me that evolution should go after matter.
I knew you were going to say that, by the way.
You're just a genius.
No, I just said he's going to say it before I do. Lag is killing me. I'm
What
gonna
is it?
the lag.
Lag. Okay, the lag. It's the cost of doing business, right?
This didn't save. I'd have a heart attack. Okay, potential opportunity.
That should maybe even go before evolution. The potential, because that's suggestive of evolutionary processing.
Okay, I'll let you be right again.
You're so nice. I won't let anybody know though, because they'll expect it.
Oh, that means this goes here.
I don't know what you're referring to.
Oh, this was the same thing.
Oh, see this one, the after evolution, we have planes of causality.
If I say computation here in the
Yes. That's just gorgeous.
oh,
I like that.
we need to talk about the transition here.
Okay.
Work is a recursive process. And versus accumulation is not. So it's
Let
actually,
you get that one first.
huh?
I saved myself some air by not telling you to fix that before you did it.
Well, accumulation is 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 continuous. It's not recursive.
Yes.
Yes.
That's correct. Accumulation is plus minus, really, right?
Give me that again. Accumulation is a plus process. Recursive is plus minus, right? Is a plus equals. Plus
Yes.
equals, right? Is continuous, but recursive is plus minus equals,
Yes.
which is plus minus equals.
That didn't work.
That didn't work.
Huh.
We're gonna have to define work.
Oh my.
Well, how do we say this?
What is the question?
Work is a recursive process for, well, they're both continuous. Continuous what? Continuous recursive process. Is that true? Where to do work?
It's not continuous. It's discrete.
Well, each of these things are discrete. What I mean is it keeps going. So the thing
Continuously recursive process, right?
where,
Accumulation is discrete.
yeah. See, the accumulation is different each time, and this is the same every time.
Okay.
It's not recursive. What's the opposite of recursive?
Static. No. It's a static process.
It's not though. It's changes every time. It's a dynamic. Oh, it's a consistent versus dynamic. Iterative, linear. It's what we call it linear.
There you go.
I had the word a minute ago. What did I do?
Wet word.
Dynamic.
Yeah. You're going to call it a process as well?
Help me with this phrasing.
Say that again?
Oh, watch this.
Oh. Huh.
See, this is what it does, right? It can't,
Wow.
it can't write a formula. Not very well working record represent distinct but independent working characters continuously recursive or iterative process denoted by the symbols signifying repetitive and self-referential nature that maintains or alters a system's state through continuous application of effort. In contrast, accumulation is understood as continuous dynamic, so it's indicating a linear progression or sequential buildup of resources capacity time. This distinction underscores work as a process of ongoing activity, often cyclical and self-repeating patterns. It's correct. It's absolutely correct.
Yes.
So which approach do I take? I kind of like this one. I think, see if there's any insight in here. Is it better if there's a continuous dynamic process? Continuous dynamic process. Linear progression over time.
Work occurs in time.
Yeah.
It's in time over time. I like that a lot. Why do you leave the question mark there?
Because it took 15 seconds there for the question mark for the cursor to move
Oh.
the question mark so I could delete it.
Just asking
And
for a friend.
there's about a 1.5 to 2 second lag most of the time. Like if I'm doing this, I don't know, there's almost no lag. But when like that was no lag, but dynamic different linear progression over time, process the same, process, iterative, similar, iterative.
Mm-hmm.
Process in time.
Hmm.
Use process here. So continuously.
That's nice. That was a hard phrase to chew on.
That's what I love this fucking thing for. It's usually stuff like this. I just love it. How can I say this? What does that word really mean?
Hmm.
And the thing is, it gives you it back in your context. So I don't have to go through 15 searches and then, start with etymology and work my way up to get the answer. Wrong one. Work versus accumulation. I don't even know what this means.
What are you looking at? Okay.
This is beautiful, dude.
I like it. So there was a question you had and I didn't understand it.
I don't understand what point I'm trying to make here.
Okay. The point you're making is this. It's not properly
Oh, acquisition is different from, okay. Versus accumulation. What have I got here? Accumulation. Acquisition is work versus accumulation. Acquisition versus accumulation, right? You need these to
again.
understand work and acquisition before you can understand biological.
biological. Which is the acquisition is the term we use to define accumulation in the biological realm, right?
Right. So, so acquisition. So while we use the term, so the physical realm accumulates and the biological okay. Physical realm, that's the wrong word. Planes of what are they? Causality. Accumulate. Biological.
That did something funny. You're not being consistent with your, yeah, there you go. I want to point out something here that's maybe useful.
Okay.
There's a within the plane and between planes.
I'm waiting.
So you go up, so pull that down, yeah. Evolution occurs between planes. Recombination occurs within plane. Evolution is the first breaking point when you're operating between planes of causality.
Yeah, kind of. So evolution occur. I'm going to stay here. We call recombinant.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure this is true. There's a truth in here.
Yes. I agree, and it's not quite perfectly stated. Evolution, yeah, creates an opportunity at a new plane of causality.
Not sure this is right. So evolution produces increases in energy.
At another plane of causality there, right?
That's true. Is it true? It might be a matter of, there might be something else here. Chemistry. We have to define the plane of causality better.
Ah,
That's the problem.
we agree. What you're thinking?
What distinguishes physics, right? Physics from chemistry, from biochemistry, right? There's something dynamic. Something to do with dynamism.
What it appears to me that the persistent stable relations within a plane of causality acquire potentials at a higher plane of causality to gain energy in that plane of causality that was unavailable to the constituent members. So the assembly can now accumulate at a higher level of causality. that was unaccessible to the assemblies of which it is made. So there's a discrete step function there, right?
Yeah, I don't think that we're missing, no. It's what meaningful difference is produced from the quantum to the particle to the chemical particle, from the particle to the atomic, from the atomic to the chemical, from the chemical to the biochemical, from the biochemical to the cellular.
Right.
Right? What is happening in other words, what is happening with these very simple things that when we're producing those increases? There's only so many combinations of electrons,
Right.
protons.
Substituents, right?
There's only so many there.
And they just you call it discovery, but they combine in a pattern that allows more energy to be accumulated. With opportunity, right? So there's opportunity within the plane. There's causality within the plane that allows work and accumulation to occur within the plane that cannot work at the substituent level. So there's a persistence at a higher level of causality.
But that's a nice set of words, but it's not scientific. In other words, it's not discrete. What does that mean? So something has to be happening with energy, density, organization, information, opportunity, and work. Something has to be done there. And then there's a thing to do with time, which is it compressing the relationship between energy and time. That's the problem that this hierarchy is solving.
Okay.
It does a better job of defeating time. We call persistence, but it's defeat of time.
Okay. So at the substituent level of the right. Okay.
Come on, you can do it.
I know, I'm watching you, man. Whoa. Okay.
There's no real difference between entropy and time.
So it's okay. That's interesting.
Don't think we're that far off from understanding the universe.
No.
If the universe is expanding, it's expanding way the fuck slower than we think. I suspect redshift is really drag.
Huh.
In other words, or at least redshift is a combination of expansion, any expansion plus drag. I don't know. I don't have to solve, dear Curt, I don't have to solve that problem here.
It's not your problem, right?
That's not
The
my,
the problem we have right now is we're defining plane of causality. Okay? Which is a set of opportunities, right? Within which the particles operate by work. There you go. For work and accumulation.
I think that's right.
I like it.
70% right. The emergence of
There you go.
that's 80%.
It is.
It's the set of
It's,
vocabulary.
it is the domain of those operations and potentials and accumulations, right? Equal sign.
This is stable.
Ah,
It's just, this is phrased wrong.
that's quite interesting. There's an interesting function. It operates at a time scale. That's quite interesting.
I lost where I was writing.
Down. Yep. Oh,
Oh,
up. There you are.
increases the defeat.
I would. I would argue. Oh, I'm not trying to interrupt you. The beginning of the first part of that phrase, planes of causality, is the minimum set of organizations of not the emergence of. Do you see where I'm going?
No, I just want to disagree with you.
You just disagree with me?
I just disagree with you.
That's okay.
Simulation. That's fucking good. Why? I love that my brain works again.
That was a hard one.
It's all the fact that I'm more of a dick, but my brain is working. We just gotta remember that it's all Brad's fault.
I'll take the heat. Shoot. Now, I do want you to put a parentheses in there. Increases in accumulation. I would put or acquisition in parentheses.
I think it's this better. And why did the comma go there?
Okay. Okay. Okay, that works.
This makes too much sense.
It was hard to gear to carve that one. Yes.
Oh.
Oh, that's good.
So,
Mm. Ah, mm. I'm still
Yeah.
working.
Okay, I'm gonna get some lunch from, Los Robertos, gonna get you carne asada.
I know I'll have a regular burrow.
Now we're gonna move that later.
I was gonna have you, you had it in there a minute ago. I don't want you to interrupt your flow because you've got something saved.
Okay, go ahead.
I want you to reintroduce the disciplines. The distinction is recognized by the scientific disciplines. That's the tie right there that ties everything together.
Mm-hmm.
lag. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Wow,
There you go.
wow. Now you've got computation.
What did I use for compare logic and agreements? Vocabulary. Logic. Agreements. Tensions. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Calculate computation.
I'm sorry?
I'm just trying to get this. I'm trying to juggle too many pieces in my head. Reason, calculation, and computation then consist of the rules of continuous recurrence and summation within the paradigm, grammar, within the paradigm, referencing the available objects, operations, and the resulting persistence or agreement or failures of persistent disagreement. For each plane.
Yeah. Nice.
Holy shit.
Beautiful.
We just made the rest of our work a lot easier.
You're gonna put evolutionary computation in there? Like we'll put it below that one.
Yep, that says what we're doing here. We just greatly simplified our problem. I might want to end this chapter here, Brad.
You know, I think it's a good stopping place.
We end here. I think so.
Now you tell them you've told them what's coming, right? That's what's going on there.
Mhm.
It's just gorgeous.
Yeah. Feels like that's the end. Relation. Then we go into life, really. This is life.
Yes.
This doesn't need to be here. So.
Save it.
Sure you're up to date. So fast, but I'm not using Zoom. It's so slow when I'm using Zoom. Where's the? Hello, there we go. Dummies guide. History, science, where's the logic? Here we go. Didn't mean to do that. What I want is this.
Ah. Nice.
So I want the one before there. Come on, baby, you can do it.
There we go. That was fast.
Don't think. Okay, I don't. Doesn't this stay here though?
Yes.
This all goes. Well, baby, you can do it. How many times do you want me to tap this thing to say, pay attention? There we go. Did I hear your wife say she wants you to go to lunch?
Yeah,
Want to shut this down now?
I think so. Were you pleased with the work today? I am.
Phenomenal. Can I ask you a quick question before we go, or do you have got time?
It's on or off the record is all that matters.
It's on the record.
Okay.
Um, this, from here on, is the logic.
Ah, okay.
Should I do the same thing with the logic? Because that's a nice chapter right there.
I think so. That's how I was looking at it. And then it's just a matter of ordering it with the other parts, right? I think the logic might go after the physical science part that we just completed.
Right, exactly. I just think it's that it seems like we should separate the chapter. It's way easier for your mind to grasp if we
Yes.
go through here, right? It's not very, it's a short chapter and we sort of get the whole thing across, right?
Yes.
Right, so let's do that. If you need to go, I can do this with on my own.
That works.
No, it's site content. All right, let me stop slouching in my chair. I almost did it again. Stop share.
Careful, Curt.
All right. Phew, my eyes even look tired. All right. Making me work today. All right.
Some good work. And we did a long session today. That was good.
We did good work.
Enjoyed it very much.
Yeah. Apparently you need to use your mustache wax.
Is that what's happening? I'm running out of steam. I think I am.
I want to attribute it to mustache wax.
It's all right.
I get a lot of mileage out of that one. You have a great dinner. Thank your kind wife for being patient. And you have a beautiful day. And thank you very much for all you do.
Will do.
Do
Now I'm
your
going to tell the nice people to do their thing. Like hit the like button, hit subscribe, the notification bell, and comments, because we like to hear them. If you manage to sit through this long, we're going to give you an extra feather for your hat.
Oh, Brady looks handsome.
Oh my.
Got it in there. I love you
Yeah,
all.
Curt.